Well, now he is going. The life and times of Muhammad Ali is going to be on display. It's at the famous AMT Theater, one and only Joni Pelz's theater. And I have David Serero on the line. He's the writer, director, and producer of The One.
How are you, my dear Arthur? It's such an honor to be with you and John, and thank you so much for the opportunity. I love what you do, and it's really an honor for me to be with you guys. Thank you so much.
Well,
what a beautiful introduction you did about Ali.
Well, we're very strong supporters of the AMT Theater, and also I believe you know, David, that my grandfather was a boxing judge for decades, literally decades.
I know.
I think in Box Rec, I think over 300 fights he judged. And the biggest of big was Ali Frazier. And my grandfather and I were insanely close, besides the fact that I'm named after him.
Wow.
I was brought up in a family where family is everything. And literally till the day he died, we were very close. He was a month shy of his 92nd birthday. He had all of his faculties, and he taught me so much about life. Talk to me about your play, The One.
Absolutely, my dear sir. Well, actually, it's I wrote many plays, and I played and I directed a lot of biggest classics of Shakespeare, etc. But the reason why I tell you that is that for me, boxing is the most theatrical of all the sports. It's not just two guys punching each other. It's about strategy. It's about patience. It's about outthinking your opponent. This is what I discovered really when I digged into that sport. And for me, talking about Shakespeare and the experience that I have with Shakespeare and all these classics was that for me, Ali is the most Shakespearean athlete in the world. And when you think about him rising, him falling, him standing up for himself, the betrayal, falling, and getting back to his title, losing, defeating, and leaving a legacy. This is really, I think, if Shakespeare was alive today, he would definitely write a play about Ali. And this is exactly what I wanted to show in this play, my dear Arthur, is that really Ali arrives on stage and talks about himself, tells his life, but from his point of view, which, when you think about it, he never really did, So there is the Ali, the outspoken Ali, you my opposer, you this, you that, but there is no one, oh boy, I faced defeat, or I lost, talking about his wounds, talking about how he felt, how he felt when he won against Foreman, about how he had this idea of the rope-a-dope that you mentioned. This was really the kitchen also of Ali, meaning what we don't see of him. And also explaining to the audience how boxing worked, how did he prepare himself, how he trained, all his little tricks out there. So I wanted to make this show for the theater audience, that they can see Ali, that they don't have to know about Ali, they don't have to be boxing fans to understand it, but also to bring, Arthur, the boxing fans to the theater stage and to do justice to that great character and his great personality that is Muhammad Ali.
How did you choose the actor to portray Muhammad Ali?
Oh, my brother, if you would have known. I wish I had, your, the great RT AIDALA to be with us to help me for that. So I did basically, as I always do for my productions, I do a casting. I had about 1,000 people who applied. Of course, when you're casting for Hamlet and when you're casting for Muhammad Ali, obviously, you need certain criteria, like, he has to be African-American, he has to look like a boxer, have some boxing training. And then I selected more or less 300, and I auditioned about 100. And then I had to find the great match between someone who could carry my directions, who could bring this sort of waves, because I divided the play in 10 rounds, which was never done before, like a round, but not acts or scene, but rounds, So someone who can bring almost a different color of acting for each round, but also someone who can reproduce all the moves, the famous shuffle that I'm sure you know, after the famous shuffle and dancing of Ali. So I was lucky with this great actor, Zach Bazil, who is a more boxer than an actor. So I figured out it was easier for me to teach acting to a boxer than to teach boxing to an actor.
Yeah, I like that, David. I like that. So when is the show playing?
Well, my dear brother, he will play whenever you decide that he will play, because you are my priority. But otherwise, it opens on the first show is tomorrow, Saturday at 7 p.m. at the Great AMC Theater. How can we not love that theater? I must tell you something, my dear Arthur, from the bottom of my heart. I played and produced in hundreds of venues. The AMC Theater is one of the best theater. You feel home. It's all renewed. It's all renovated. I'm sorry. It's all clean. It's classy. You enter into a classy space, and the team over there, the people over there, you think about John, you think about Pete, you think about Tony, you think about Sharon. They make you feel home. They are here to help you. They are here to make you succeed. So you feel it when you're on stage. So
David, when is it going to be playing? I want to make sure people know to come see the show. It starts tomorrow. How long is it going to be on for?
Okay, he plays from the 14th, which is tomorrow, to the 20th. We have 4 shows. 14, 16, they're sold out, so we have room for the 18th and the 20th. And
all right, I want 2 tickets for the 18th. I'm going to take my son Luca.
My brother, you
2 tickets to the 18th.
Row.
Luca and I are going.
Brother, you are there, and I want the whole family. I want everybody, and not just 2 people out there. There's no way. And I will, if you allow me, I will pay a tribute after the show when we have to talk to the audience. You know, when we introduce each other, I will say to ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest, and not only I want to acknowledge you, but I want to pay a tribute to also the great RTA AIDALA, because what I discovered in boxing is not just the boxers, it's the trainer. I play Angelo Dundee also in the play.
Beautiful.
The trainer, the host, the commentators, the judges, all of these people.
So, you know, just so you know, one of my grandfather's dear friends was Arthur McCanty, who you just heard his name announced in the Ali Frazier fight.
Oh, my goodness.
And my grandfather knew Angelo Dundee very well as well. It was a very tight fraternity for those guys who were really in boxing in the heyday of boxing. And as you mentioned, the AMT Theater is a great place. And I'm sure this is going to be a spectacular show, David. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you to you, my dear Arthur, and thank you for the opportunity. And I love what you do. I love what John does. And to be today on your show is a big treat. Thank you for the joy you're bringing to everyone on your show. It's always an honor and a privilege to hear you.
All right. Thank you so much. David Serero, he is the writer, director, producer, and he's in the show at the AMT Theater, The One. It opens tomorrow, and a couple days are already sold out. Hopefully I can squeeze in there with Luca on a Luca Wednesday now that he's coming home from college tonight. And I'm sure this is going to be great. Muhammad Ali gives you so much to work with as a central character in a Broadway show.